Yo, what's up, everybody, including Lottie Dottie? You already know what it is. It's your boy, Retro. Keep it locked. Don't you dare touch that dial. We want to talk about a few things on today. So, yeah, go ahead and hit that share button, go ahead and hit the like button, and go ahead and blow up the comment section because it's getting ready to go digga down just like that.
Hey now, this is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, home of the Moto Mob where legends are made. You are now tuned in to the Retro Philosophy Show. Like, share, and subscribe. You know what to do. Press play.
Yo, what up? This is Marvin Gibson, aka Big Gip, and you are now tuned in to the Retro Philosophy Show.
Say, man, you know what it is, man. Special guest in the building. Much love and respect to my man Retro stopping through, y'all. Y'all know what to do.
Big Cell. You still keeping it 100.
Puff out your chest, take a deep breath. You're gonna be okay. Is it loud in your mind? Just take your time. You're gonna be okay. Puff out your chest,
wait
take a deep
to
breath.
get fixed.
That's right.
Before you get up and win. So what you gotta do is you gotta win wounded.
Ooh.
Gotta win wounded. You can't wait for them sorry. You can't wait till the person wants to fix it. You can't wait for the apology. And what they did was wrong. What God allows at times feels so wrong. But we gotta be able to trust his heart when we don't understand his hand. No matter what has been brought in your life by the winds and waves of life, I need for you to get up. I need for you to limp across the finish line. Limp, bleeding, cussing, crying. But I need for you to win wounded.
Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no, oh no.
Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie. Lottie.
Yeah.
Dottie.
Lottie.
Oh, big, you know what? You beat this. Lottie Dottie.
You already know what it is. It's your homegirl, Lottie Dottie. I'm in the building hanging out with Retro, and he ain't never lying.
Yes, indeed, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, including who? Lottie Dottie. You already know what it is, folks.
Lottie Dottie. Lottie.
Yeah.
Dottie.
All right, folks, we want to thank you for pressing play and joining us here on the Retro Philosophy Show on this morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice. Yeah. And I'm going to be glad at it. I don't know about you, but I have made the choice to rejoice. I've made the choice to rejoice. How about you guys on today? All right. So we want to talk about the choices that we choose, making the right choice, the dilemma, the this, the that, the other. There's so much stuff going on. There's a scripture that came to mind, and it is the Retro Philosophy Show. So we like to examine scripture from time to time. But nevertheless, the man of God, Elijah, I believe it was, he asked the people of God, he said, how long halt ye between two opinions? In other words, how long are you going to be stuck here? Yeah, that was the question that he was putting to them. How long are you going to be stuck here? And I had an OG back in the day. He taught me a life lesson. And here's the thing about life lessons. You can extract them from so many different situations and circumstances. It could be directly pertaining to one situation. But you can take the principle, you can take the wisdom, and you can apply it to life in general. So with that said and done, he taught me that you can, and I never forget that night. I never forget, we were sitting there, and he had gone through some things had transpired, and he was, kind of in a bad situation. But I never forget, he was sitting there on the couch, and he was prepping some things, and he says, the time that I spend complaining about what happened is time and energy I can use toward fixing what happened. And and I never forget just sitting there listening and watching, right? Not only did I sit there watch, but I sat there, I watched, and I listened, okay? And then I began to observe what he did afterwards. Now let me dive in there for a quick moment. There are some people that say a lot of things that sound real good, but their actions don't match. Oh, I got your back, but they so far back. Oh, I love you, but their actions say otherwise. And so I watched, I listened, and then I observed, and I watched this guy literally walk out what he had just preached, what he had just schooled me on, what he had just shared with me. I watched him walk that thing out, and I never forget, man. He put the work in, and before you know it, man, things were back to the way they once was for him as it relates to the situation that had transpired. So, how long are we going to sit there and be stuck? I started a sermon topic or a sermon series few weeks back, that's probably been over a month now. And it was ouch, OUCH. Okay, it's an acronym. Okay, the O is for, and yes, I've said it before, but I think it's worth sharing again. Okay, because somebody may need to hear this. Ouch. Somebody say ouch. If you're watching today, just put ouch in the comment section. I need everybody that's willing to just put ouch in the comment section. Let me see who's all rocking with us on today. Oh, Retro, stay on course, because I'm gonna get off here. Because a lot of times we say that we rock with somebody, but in all actuality, it's a different. Okay, let me leave it. Terry, how you doing? Terry Freeman is in the building. God bless you. Thank you so very much. All right, so ouch. Own it, understand it, cherish it, and heal. Yeah, own it, understand it, cherish it, and heal. You've got to own that this is happening right now, regardless of whether you like it or not, because sometimes we're stuck. I can't believe this happened. Well, bro, sis, it happened. Yeah, this is happening right now as we speak. Yeah. So once you own it, you are now free to move as necessary, as needed. I should say as needed and not so much as necessary, but nevertheless, because you are no longer in denial. I've never been, but I've seen enough on TV and things of that nature where they go to AAA, Alcoholics Anonymous, or something like that. And anyway, my goodness, please excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. And one of the first things they do is they take ownership in their in their they take ownership for their actions. Okay, own it, understand it, cherish, and heal. Yes, sir. That's it right there. You got it, bro. And they say, hi, my name is Matthew, and I'm an alcoholic. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not claiming this and that. Look, sometimes you got to own it before you can fix it. And so we got to own it. Then we have to understand that sometimes it wasn't your fault. Sometimes it wasn't that you were so bad, but might have been because you were so good that all this hell showed up in your life and on your doorstep. Okay. Then after you understand that, you then cherish it, because what the devil meant for evil, God can turn it and cause it to work for your good. The Bible tells us in Romans, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose. And so the psalmist said, it is good for me that I was afflicted. So I cherish it. I had something happen to me fairly recently. And after looking at the situation, I realized, I came to the conclusion that it was literally a gift from God. God gifted me that turmoil. He gifted me that attack. It was a gift from God. You see, some stuff has to happen so that you can see who's who around you. Some stuff has to happen so you can see who you are. Really, 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 for real. I'm just saying, because sometimes we think we're this and we think we're that. And I would do this and I would do that. But when situations really unfold, you really find out who you really is. So it was a gift from the Lord. Real talk. And so after all of that stuff, I had to own it. And sometimes you want to go back and you wish you can hit the reset button. But guess what? We don't have a reset button in life. We do have a refocus button. We do have a reposition button. Come on, somebody. We do have those buttons. And so we have to own some things that happened. And then we can understand why it happened. Then we will cherish it because, knowledge is key. Excuse me. Understanding is key. And so when we understand it, it makes us a more powerful individual. Good morning to C1s. He's in the building on today. Good morning, and blessings to you as well, my good brother. Okay, so we have to make a choice in life. I think some people are comfortable being indecisive. Maybe it's almost like a feeling of purgatory, but guess what? You gotta make a choice. And you say, well, I don't. If you don't make a choice, therein lies a choice that you make. So we must be very careful. So he asked him, how long halt you between two opinions? The book of Revelations, we kind of talked about that, or at least referred to it on Sunday. He says, I would that you were either cold or hot, but because you are lukewarm, I'm going to spew you out. I'm going to vomit you. I'm going to spit you up. And so sometimes we just got to make a choice. Now, let me say this to you. If you choose right, your choices will be right. Oh gosh, let me see if I can make it make sense. Because if it don't make sense, so let me see if I can make it make sense. Now, when you choose right, okay, to choose, and I see. I heard, this is the first person I heard say this, Highway Dre. Shout out to Highway Dre. He says, every day you get a chance and a choice. Yeah, every day you get a chance and you get a choice. Now, depending on what you have chosen, depending on what we choose, will reflect the choices that we make. See, if I choose good over evil, then my choices will reflect that. Come on, somebody. Shaquille Bussy, what's going on? The Israelites were delayed in the wilderness because they were complaining. Until you believe you're free, you'll become free indeed. I agree, sister girl, 100%. Well, maybe 103%, something like that. But yes, we see a lot of times we're not making the right choices because we haven't chosen the right thing. Okay. And I have chosen the Lord. Now he says, how long halt you between two opinions? He says to them, choose the God of our fathers or choose Baal. You got to make the choice, which one you're going to choose. See, a choice is something that, it has more to do with us, our feelings, versus what we choose has more to do with what's right. Let me see if I can kind of make a little bit of sense here. Now, when it comes to right and wrong, there's no gray area. You're either right or you're either wrong. And a lot of times we make choices based on gray areas that we create. Well, well, what happened was you made a choice based off of your feelings, based off of what you want, and not so much choosing what was right. Now, the Bible says, tell the truth to your own hurt. Okay. So sometimes, even though I'm going to have ramifications, repercussions, and consequences, I'm still going to make the right choice, or I'm going to choose right. Okay. And so we have to be very careful because sometimes we're making choices based on popularity. And what I mean by popularity, I'm going to choose this because this is the in thing to do. I'm going to choose this because this is what the cool kids are doing. So therefore, I'm going to do it too. And so I'm going to make this choice. Or you can rock with me and hold on now. Yeah, because see, most of the time, Lottie Dottie is not considered. Lottie Dottie is not looked at because Lottie Dottie is not in the cool kids club. You know, Lottie Dottie ain't got a CVO. Lottie Dottie got some broke down Buster Browns, and Lottie Dottie just, and so we're not gonna stand up for Lottie Dottie, because if we stand for Lottie Dottie, she can't offer us nothing. So we're gonna stand with the cool kids because they might let us in their club. We're gonna stand with the cool kids, and we're gonna make choices based on the cool kids accepting us. They have a thing. What's going on, Bolo? We got Bolo in the building. He says good morning to everybody. And he's also speaking to C1s, and C1s is speaking back. I love it, man. We got kind and considerate people in the comment section, man. They got manners. They got manners. Let's make some noise for the Retro Philosophy Show family in the building. And so what are the choices you are making in life? And do they reflect the fact that you have made the right decision? Yeah. So check it out. We can make choices based on what's popular, right? But here, let me just talk about me. Talk from my own perspective. In life, before I pay my bills, I pay attention. Before I pay my tithes, I pay attention. Folks, you gotta pay attention. If all you gotta do is, I was talking to someone the other day, and I was telling them, you gotta listen more and talk less. Pay attention. Sometimes people are trying to oversell themselves. Yeah, because they want the people who are in the room to believe in them. They want the people in the room to choose them. Look at here. If I make the right choices in life, I don't got to worry about whether or not you choose me. I found this out. What God has for you, it is for you. They can come along and try to steal it, duplicate it. They can come along and try to distort it. They can come along and try to destroy it. They can come along and try to do all of that stuff. But what God has for you, it is for you. Okay. And you don't have to worry about nobody. See, I'm not going to sell out. Okay. And when I say sell out, that may mean different things to different people. Okay. So, I'm not going to try to define what it means for you, but I know what it means for me. And for me, I must stay true to who I is, not true to where I'm from, not true to, what I believe, but I've got to stay true to who I am. And maybe that's the problem. A lot of folks don't know who they really are. They have gotten definition from this one, that one, and the other. And when they go home at night, they can't even see themselves in the definition that someone put on them. I've never had a problem dancing to my own drum. I just never had that problem. I've been alone before. And I know how to maneuver by myself. I don't need a crowd. I can maneuver in a crowd. But truth of the matter is, I'm not one for the big crowd. A lot of times, you'll just see me I've learned to just hold my corner, hold my space. When it's time to do such and such or whatever, so be it. But I know, look at here. I know when to chill out now. I knows when to chill out. And so that's what I want to talk to you guys about on today, man. Don't get caught up in the hype. I made a post the other day. Let's talk about that for a moment. I've rode a motorcycle, for quite some time. I purchased my own motorcycle when I was a youngster and rode that joint to high school. And before that, there were the dirt bikes and, four-wheelers and things like that. And so I've rode a motorcycle. I've rode a bicycle. Yeah, I was a bicycle king. I mean, I tell you, I rode jet skis. I rode trains and planes and you name it, But one thing I have never and will never, and I know they say never, but one thing I have never rode was a bandwagon. Yeah, I don't ride bandwagons. Because I know who I am. I'm comfortable in my skin. And I want to encourage somebody today. Don't make a choice based on them. but choose wisely. Choose what's best for you. And sometimes the only way we can know how to choose what's best for us is shutting everything and everybody else down, shutting them out. Because there's no way that they should have that much influence on what you must choose in life. Choosing has everything to do with the best options based on what you have, what's right. Now, that's choosing, but a choice, you don't have to choose what's right because you do have that choice. You can be reckless with your choices, but I would encourage you to use wisdom with what you choose. To some, you might say, well, retro is just a play on words. Well, play on them then. But please understand what I'm trying to say on this morning. This is Morning Inspiration here on the Retro Philosophy Show, and I want to inspire you to take your life back. I want to inspire somebody to get up out of, as us church folk or them church folk would say, the valley of decision and make a choice. You say, well, I don't want to make the wrong choice. Well, if you choose the Lord Jesus Christ, he will order your footsteps and direct your path. He told us in the book of James, I believe it was. Or was it Proverbs? Proverbs. He said, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to thine own understanding, but in all of your ways acknowledge him and he will direct thy path. See, that's when you have made the right decision. Okay, that's when you are choosing right. Look at here. It might cost. Come on, C1s. We don't do the bandwagons. I'll ride a broke down scooter, roller skates. I mean, you name it. I told my son if it's got wheels and an engine, I can drive it. Because look at here now. I've rode a lot of things. Yeah. But a bandwagon, no, sir. My DNA is not on a bandwagon. My fingerprint is not on a bandwagon. I've never graced the seat of a bandwagon. It just ain't in me. I'm allergic to it. It ain't gonna happen. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lot and Dottie, you cannot lean to your own understanding because, see, in your understanding, that's the best course of action. But sometimes you got to be strong enough to stand alone. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I hope you're listening on this morning. Get off the bandwagon. Okay, let's move on, Retro. We live in a day now where people are easily offended. We live in a day where people will draw a conclusion that is not really that. Let me speak to that for a quick moment. If you are complaining about somebody and you're not talking to them, then you are the bigger problem. Yeah. Because check it out. I might have done something to offend you, didn't even know it, and you telling everybody else but me. If you really wanted an apology or reconciliation or understanding, then you would go to the one that did it. And so we have got to get off of all bandwagons. There are so many different bandwagons. Someone could be mad at me and you jump on the bandwagon. Now, me and you was cool until you saw someone of so-called status that, and not like me. And now all of a sudden you don't like me, or whatever, that, my friend, is a bandwagon. You never had any inches of going such and such a place. And then you see somebody else go there. And then now you breaking your neck to go there. That is a bandwagon, and let's see. I'm comfortable being in my lane. Come on, somebody. Yeah, we've got to be comfortable in our lanes. If we don't become comfortable in our lanes, then we'll never maximize the potential that awaits us in our lane. God has you where you are for a reason. He does, he does. And, there does come a time where, you must change lanes. but not before the proper time. Okay, so understand and be comfortable in your lane so you can maximize while in that lane. So when it is time to switch lanes, you'll have the proper necessities. What comes to my mind is when I'm entering an interstate, from the on ramp. You can't hit the interstate doing 35 miles an hour. You come on, you got to get up to speed before you switch lanes. Otherwise, you're going to cause some problems, but you got to be comfortable getting up to speeds. Otherwise, don't even enter the interstate, because if you scared to go 85, you ain't ready for the interstate. I'm just saying, stay on the back roads, where you can do 25 and 35, because you on that interstate, come on now, doing some 25 and 30 miles an hour, you're gonna cause a problem. You're gonna cause a problem because somebody is in their lane doing the speed limit, and here you come with your slow self and just messing everybody up. I'm just saying. Just Break is in the building. How you doing? God bless you, and thank you for pressing play here on this morning. I hope you guys had yourselves a great weekend. I know I did, man. We had a wonderful time. We took a little ride, y'all. We went on down to Louisiana, and for the 2024 RTE Reef and K Solo Ride to Eat. They have it annually. And as you can see, there were quite a few folk that came from near and far just to eat some food. I mean, well, actually, they came for more than just the food. The food was probably the last thing they came for. More so the fellowship and the camaraderie and everything. And just as they say, family reunion. You know what I mean? So shout out to Reef and Solo making it do what it do. And I'm sure they have announced. I don't know if they did announce where it's going to be in 2025, but it appears to be growing every single year, and that, my friend, is a beautiful thing. Storm Merva's in the building. She said, "You're on the money today." Praise the name of the Lord. But it's just a fact, guys. We just have to be careful. Everybody can't do 90. And everybody can't do the curves. Everybody can't do the mountains. Everybody, and if you can't, own it, understand it, cherish it, and then heal. I'm just saying, there is a thing called getting better at what we do. There is a thing called, advancing. The Bible says it this way: leaving the principles of the doctrine, let us go on unto perfection. And you will never leave the fundamentals if you think the fundamentals is what makes you. Let me try to say it this way, because we're talking about bandwagons, we're talking about making choices and everything and choosing right. And sometimes the choices that we make are based on those who we have surrounded ourselves with, or those who we surround. And so if they bring you on, let's just say you are accepted for your ability to work on motorcycles. Now you might be a mechanic today, but what if God is calling you to become an instructor? I'm just saying, seasons change, and sometimes our positions need to shift. But you are too worried that if you stop working on their motorcycle, they will no longer accept you in their circle or see you as, or value you or whatever. Well, maybe that's exactly what needs to happen. Maybe you need to shift to see who really values you and not what you do. Let me say this and get out y'all's way, because I'm sure 2, 3, 4 folk have already been offended. It just seems to happen when you tell the truth. People just seem to, okay. When it comes to friends, I don't think you can put the label friend on anyone who you haven't had a fallout with first. You might be able to say, "Oh yeah, this is my acquaintance. Oh yeah, this is my, whatever." But a friend, my goodness, a friend. Let me just put it to you like this, guys. If you and I haven't had a disagreement, I don't know if you're friend material. Because when I really need you and we have a disagreement, you might leave me high and dry because we're not seeing eye to eye. But a friend is someone that sticketh closer than a brother. A friend is someone who, even when they don't agree, they're still going to tell you what's right. Yeah. You know, or maybe I guess there's those other friends that they talked about years ago. Fair weather friends. What's the song said? I'm with you when you're right. I need you to be with me when I'm wrong. And I'm not talking about condoning my wrong, but I can't afford for you to desert me when you find out that I did something wrong. I can't afford for you to desert me, for you to alienate me, for you to jump ship because I ended up slipping, falling, messing up. That's when I need you the most to say, Retro, you know you was wrong for that. And you better stop it because there's better in you than what's coming out of you right now. Fuss me out, but don't desert me when I need you the most. See, that's what friends are for. Who was it? Dion, well, that's what friends are for. Through good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are. Come on now. That's what friends are for. But to sit there and jump ship because I got pie on my face. Ain't that the saying they used to say, something like that? Come on, bro. And then you telling everybody about what I did that was jacked up but me. I had a great time in Fayetteville, NC. Okay, so you went over there and checked out Kodak. That's what's up with Kodak and Soldiers United MC at Fort Bragg, Harley-Davidson. Met YouTubers GQ and Trey from Rippin' on Two Wheels there also. That's what's up, man. Let's make some noise for them. I saw that after I had already committed to being at the RTE. I had a brother who wanted to go, and so I said, yeah, let's make it happen. And so otherwise, I would have definitely been there as well because everyone you mentioned in this comment, C1s, are top-notch people. And so shout out to GQ, shout out to Kodak and Soldiers United and all those great folk, man. And I'm glad you had a good time up there, bro. Yeah, some good people you just mentioned there. But friends, ladies and gentlemen, what kind of friend are you? Are you a bandwagon friend? Are you my friend because I got my income tax? Are you my friend because I got the new rims on my whip? Are you my friend because I got an extra room that you always crash at? Why are we friends with people? Why are we friends with people? That's a pretty good question. You know, when I was in high school, what's going on? We got Big Pimpin' in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Brandon Mayers, aka Nomad, guy who's got like a gazillion miles on his what's that thing he got there? That Gold Wang, you know. Yeah, he's always on that thing, man. But why are we friends? Why do we choose friends? I know they have a saying, your vibe will attract your tribe and all that stuff. But anybody got any besties? I'm getting ready to do a segment here on the Retro Philosophy Show, and I'm gonna keep it vague until I actually, put it into motion. But I'll just say it like this: it's gonna have a lot to do with old friends. Yeah, old friends. Because if you, oh boy, I'll just leave it at that. It's gonna have a lot to do with old friends. And so we'll be diving in and digging into that, and we'll be bringing out a little bit of wisdom or whatever you want to call it. So make sure you stay tuned to the Retro Philosophy Show. We got a lot of things coming up in the very near future. And we appreciate you guys for supporting us by pressing play, and more importantly, by keeping us covered in prayer. So I've got some friends that I've known literally all my life. I say we can probably go all the way back to 8 years old, somewhere thereabouts. Yeah, and I can pick up the phone right now and make a phone call. And even though life has, done its thing, because there are some people who you are only friends with when you're in close proximity, because they have this thing out of sight, out of mind. As long as they see you, they love you. As long as they see you, we cool. But let a few weeks, few months, few years go by and they hadn't seen you, their loyalty may shift, because they forgot about you. But man, I've got some of them friends that I call true friends. And, we can have a phone call and it's like we never skipped a beat. And if it came down to it and I need a place to stay, not just to sleep over, but okay, let me leave that alone. They got me, they got me covered. They're going to hold me down, and so that is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And some of these same friends that I'm alluding to, speaking of, they'll tell me when I'm wrong. They'll tell me when I'm right. They won't leave me when I'm wrong, but they'll lead me when I'm wrong. See, y'all got the L's messed up. You're leaving them when they're wrong when you should be leading them when they're wrong. I tell this to the church, Upper Praise Ministry specifically. God shows us things. And depending on what it is and when it is, may determine on the course of action that needs to be followed. But God never shows us something just to talk about it. He wants you to intercede, undertake, or intervene. I'm saying, he wants you to intervene, undertake. You got to do something. And let's go back to the choice and what we choose. Now, it is your choice to do nothing, but you should choose the better of the options in front of you. Okay. Now, your choice may say, I ain't doing nothing, but I choose to do what's right. Now, Storm, since she's the last one to comment, I'll just use her. She may not like what I got to tell her, but if I'm a friend, it ain't about what she likes. It's about what she needs. It's about what's best for her. Now, if we ain't on that level, then just tell me and I'll back up. But if you use that F word, friend, that is, not the 4-letter F word. If we can use that word, we get jiggy with it nowadays, and we say things like my homie, my peeps, my crew, my dogs, and so we have all these other words that are interchangeable with the terminology friend, And if we can get down like that, then I ought to be able to tell you how I really feel, and there should be no repercussions. Now, you might be mad, and you might not even, call me for a few days, a few weeks. That's okay. I'll give you time and space, and but real friends, they're gonna work through it. Okay, so let me get out y'all's way. Don't leave them, lead them. Yeah, don't leave them, lead them. Let me tell you this. This is for you, Lottie Dottie. Okay, this is for Lottie Dottie. People are not expendable. People are not disposable. People are not to be used and misused. No. No. People are to be loved. People are to be valued. But don't do those things, guys. Okay, let's love on each other. Let's change the narrative when it comes to us. Can we do that? Somebody want to second that motion, and then we'll have a motion on the floor, and we can go ahead and get a vote and move forward. Hopefully anonymous. Excuse me, not anonymous, but unanimous. But nevertheless, that's what I'm going to choose. Yeah. That's what I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose what's right. It might not be popular, but I'll be able to sleep good at night. It might send me the hard way, because some choices you make can make things easy for you. You choose my way. I'll sponsor you, and I'll do, and so, we got this thing going on now amongst grown folk where you can't be friends with certain people that other people don't like. Apparently, you'll get the bitter end of the stick as well, and you'll be looked at a certain way and things of that nature, but miss me with all of that. I choose the Lord. And I was talking to somebody. If Lottie Dottie is such a bad person, right? Isn't she the one that needs help? You say they don't want no help. Well, maybe it seems that way because you're not qualified. Ooh, uh-oh. Happy birthday! I don't know whose birthday it is, but happy birthday! I actually hit that one by accident, but nevertheless, it'll work. Maybe you are the one that's not qualified. There's levels to this thing, and sometimes we are trying to matriculate on a level that we're just not ready to, be on, and you're not getting the results because you ain't qualified, so, I was talking about my homie and how I listened, I watched, and I observed. And the reason why I listened was because I try to always be a student. I'm always in learning mode. Okay, as much as possible, I'm trying to always, learn as much as I can. Okay, so I'm in learning mode, and I've told you guys before, I have always been, well, at once upon a time, I was always the youngest person in the room. I always hung with the older folks when I was coming up. Now I'm old, and so I'm the old folk, but nevertheless. So I was always, being taught, being shown something. And but here's the deal. Even though you're young, even though you may not be the expert, everyone has a BS meter. Yeah, y'all know what a BS meter is? Okay. And sometimes you just have to pay attention. Yeah, you just got to pay attention. And that's what I did. I was paying attention. And the reason why I was paying attention, because if he would have said one thing and done another, he would have no longer been a source to teach me. Because you can't teach me what you yourself are not doing. And so I say that to say, if Lottie Dottie is so bad, isn't she the one that needs the help? And then people be like, but they're too far gone, this, that. Nobody's too far gone. Maybe you're just not far enough along to reach them. Jesus had a situation, okay? And they brung a young man to Jesus's disciples, and they were not able to cast this demon out of the man. Jesus takes him and handles it. And the father says, why was it that your homies, your peoples, your besties, your padres, why was it that they were not able to do this? Now, they weren't able to do it, right? And so if we're not careful, we will throw the young man who was possessed with demons away. We would discard of him because he's demon possessed. And we tried to cast it out, and it can't come. He's just a lost cause. No, he's not. No, he's not. Jesus answers the question and said, this kind goeth out only by fasting and prayer. You got to get your weight up, bro. Yeah. See, Lottie Dottie is not bad. She's in a bad situation. She's in a bad place. She's in a bad season, whatever the case may be. But there's still hope for Lottie Dottie. A lot of ninjas are writing people off because they're going against the grain. Sometimes you gotta go against the grain. And so he said, this kind goeth out only by fasting and prayer. How you gonna cast a beam out of your brother's eye? Excuse me, how you gonna cast a mote out of your brother's eye when you got a beam in your eye? And so maybe that's why some people are not able to be reached by some people, because they got the same familiar devils running rampant in their mind and their life and their stuff. And it's the pot calling the kettle black. They both black and burnt. And so, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, I just want to be right. Yeah, I just want to be right. I never told you I was perfect, but I am striving to be right. And when you strive to be right, that's righteousness. Yeah. I'm not perfect, but I'm doing the best I can to be right. How about you guys? How about you? It's your boy Retro with you on today. Man, Miss Pat, you ain't gonna believe me. Y'all gonna think I'm no cap, man. I was just thinking about you the other day. I came across a picture that we took together. Let me see if I can find it real quick. True story. You know how your phone will give you memories and things like that. And lo and behold, I come across this picture of Miss Pat and me and my beautiful wife, and the smile was ear to ear. And I thought of, and this was literally just maybe 2 days ago, something like that. But so let me see if I can find it real quick here. But thank you for pressing play, Miss Pat. Hope all is well with you and yours and your neck of the woods. And I hope that you are still pressing on, making it do what it do. Because see, what happens when we press, man, is we sometimes we stir up stuff that we didn't intend to stir up. Sometimes we step in stuff that we didn't intend to step in. You know what I mean? But look, at all I'm doing is just pursuing God. I'm just trying to do what's right. I tell church all the time, man, my intention ain't to step on toes. Half the time, I don't even know that's happening in your life. If the word find you, just say, ouch, praise the Lord, and keep it moving, do better, And so sometimes we end up in some stuff, some turmoil and some issues and problems, and it can become very discouraging, and then in the midst of it, folk will turn and walk away, and and that now you are, feeling some kind of way and everything, because that's when you need them the most. That's when you need them the most. Look here, I just told y'all I'm comfortable in my skin and I know how to do this, but that don't mean that I'm immune to, that kind of stuff. I just know how to deal with it. I just know how to, grit and bear and just keep on pressing. But in a perfect world, I would love to change that. You know what I mean? So I can't find it, but I'll find it, Miss Pat, and I'm a post it up. And once I find it, let me see if I can do this real quick, because I'm going to be in Fayetteville, North Carolina on the 13th of this month for special delivery. They have a cancer ride, so we're going to be up there to support them and participate in that ride. We're also going to be there to present them with their NC Four Corners patches. They launched out, I think it was last month or the month before. About 7 of them got together and they rode the Four Corners of North Carolina. So if you're interested in riding the Four Corners of your state, make sure you hit us up here on the Retro Philosophy Show. And we would love to get you the information for that. Look at this one. I came across this one with C1s here in my phone. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll be in Fayetteville on the 13th. I want to say it starts at maybe 2 o'clock. Let me put it up here real quick. Let's see. So we get you the right time and everything. Share that one too. We'll talk about that one here in just a second as well. We'll be participating in that as well. And I could probably do it this way, probably be faster. There we go. Bada boom, bada bang. All right, coming through right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Bada boom, bada bang. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie. This all goes down at Fort Bragg, Harley-Davidson, in Fayetteville, North Carolina, 3950 Sycamore Dairy Road. Boy, I tell you, they be having a lot of stuff going on down there, and at the Fort Bragg, Harley-Davidson, man. That's what's up. So we're going to go down there. We're going to show some love to the ladies of Special Delivery Motorcycle Club. And registration 12 p.m. kickstands up at 1 p.m. That's the information I was looking for. So kickstands up at 1 p.m. All donations are welcome. And of course, as you can see, this is cancer awareness. And so we have all been touched by that ugly disease in some shape, form, or fashion. So again, we will be down there to celebrate with them and to participate, and also present them with their NC Four Corners patches. And we're going to do it special delivery style. I'm going to be revealing something on this ride here. So yeah, I can't wait, man. I've been working on it, and I kind of put a little hint out last night, you know. Had to stop up at Lowe's and pick up a few tools, well, not tools, but some supplies. So when you guys see this, yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So Kentucky, that was Kentucky. Okay, bro. We got you covered. Now, my man has done multiple Four Corners supporting Mission 448, Big Pimpin', a.k.a. Nomad, Mr. Brandon Mayers himself. I knew it was another one. And so we'll get that to you, sir. We'll get that to you as soon as possible. Harley Pro HAMC, trying to get right because tomorrow is not promised. Sis. See, I was getting ready to try to digress, and you get ready to stir me back up because tomorrow's not promised, and we too old to be walking around here acting foolish. This thing is serious, and you know, I've seen so many RIP posts, and it's causing me to want to make sure my business is in order. You might not like some things that I say, charge it to the head and not to the heart. And let me just say this 100%, I mean this too. If I say something that's offensive, man, we can talk about it. I mean, like, for real, you know, you can go, Retro, you said such and such and I didn't like it. Man, look, my apology, bro. I didn't mean it that way or whatever, you know. I just believe that that's the way adults are supposed to handle things. And when we have those kind of conversations, they should be conversations, not fussing matches, screaming matches, and cussing matches. We too old for that stuff. You know, your cholesterol's so high anyway. You don't need to be screaming and hollering like that. You might kill over before you can get your apology. So just let us just calm down. And the Bible says, come, let us reason together. You know, and so again, if your brother, the Bible even says, if you think your brother has an ought with you, leave your gift at the altar and first go and be reconciled to your brother. It didn't say go fuss him out and cuss him out. It says go and be reconciled. That means we're going to have conversation for the purpose of reconciling, getting back on the page that we're supposed to be, getting back to a place where we can work together and do life together, you know. And if the conversation is not for that purpose, then sit down until you're ready until you're healed enough to have that type of conversation. But the problem is, we listen to the negative folk hype us up and talk all the negative stuff, and we don't have enough. I'll just leave it at that, to give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, sometimes you just got to give people the benefit of the doubt. Well, maybe they didn't know any better. You know, common sense ain't so common. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You know, sometimes they should know better, but they don't. So here's an opportunity for you to take advantage of a teachable moment. Okay? So why are you walking around here offended when you haven't made any movement toward reconciliation? I can see if you went and you attempted it and it went left and you just, okay, well, you tried. Nothing beats a failure but a try. So talk about it in peace, talk about it in love, and maybe try to see yourself on the other side. If it was you, how would you want someone to approach you with the situation? It is so much better to gain a friend than an enemy. Now, boy, I want to be careful because, again, people will take words and try to twist them. But I'm going to speak for me. The Bible says, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. There's another scripture where God has a conversation with Samuel, right? Samuel is a little perturbed with the people of God because they are rejecting God's will. And God says, they have not rejected you, Samuel. They've rejected me. And so we got to be careful when we reject people, because sometimes it might not be them that we're rejecting, but the God that they serve. I ain't got a hell to shun or a heaven to place yet. So I ain't nobody. But who I belong to is the question. That's where we have to be very careful, and so we must deal with everybody accordingly, because we are all his sons and daughters through creation. But it's a whole nother thing when we become his sons and daughters through redemption, through relationship, So let's keep that in mind. And I heard somebody, I'm trying to say, who was it? Try to remember who it was. They were talking about this recently, but they were saying, don't judge a book by its cover. We've all heard that before, right? And I might look like some little fool somebody or something, but the reality is I'm connected. Yeah, I'm connected. I'm covered. I'm protected. Yeah. And so we must be very careful. So with that said and done, let's go ahead and bada boom, bada bang. Shout out my boy real quick. Bada boom, bada bang. Thought I forgot about that, huh? C1's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some noise for the one and only Mr. C1's. Yes, sir. Okay, so also, ladies and gentlemen, we got coming up on the 19th. This will take place in Statesville, North Carolina. This is a charity ride for the one and only Lisa, aka Mr. It will start at the Signal Hill Mall parking lot in Statesville, North Carolina, and it will end at Magla Park in Mooresville, North Carolina. So just a short ride down 77, unless they're going to take the back roads. I don't know the route exactly that they're going to be taking. But I want to encourage everyone that's in this area, the Charlotte area, North Carolina, Statesville, Mooresville, Kannapolis, Cornelius, near or far, come out and this young lady here, man, she would support everybody. She really would. She would just show up and just be a blessing. Always had a smile, always eager to just, show love and everything, man. And so she was hit by an individual fairly recently. She is out of the hospital. And she is on her road to recovery. But it might be a little lengthy road. And so any support that would, be given would be a blessing. So we will be there, maybe not with bells and whistles on, but we certainly going to be there at the, again, Kickstands Up is at 10 a.m. And it will begin at the Signal Hill Mall right off of 77 in Statesville. And it will end at Magla Park in Mooresville, North Carolina. And so, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Latte Date, we're going to get out y'all's way, man. It is Tuesday. Today, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, it's Tuesday. And so that's that, man. Hopefully we said something to help somebody, inspire somebody. And at this point, maybe even to challenge somebody. Yeah. Some of y'all don't need to be inspired. You need to be challenged. Yeah. Because you got people around you that, they, I don't know if they scared and not so much of you, but, but sometimes you need people around you that's just going to tell you the truth. Now, be nice with the truth. Just because it's true don't mean you can just use it as a weapon, but I don't want folk around me that won't tell me the truth. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I ain't right all the time. you know. But just like Brandon, it's time to get to the grind. Make it do what it do. Earn them chips. Make them donuts. Get those ducats. You know, however it is that you articulate, getting to work to get your money, get your bag. Let's do it on this morning. Okay, guys? Hopefully you guys have yourselves a great day. We'll see you guys soon, man. Special delivery. We'll see y'all real soon, bro. Sis. All right, guys. Lavita Jones, how you doing? Good morning to you. Thank you for pressing play, and also thank you for speaking. We really appreciate that. Let's make some noise for Lavita Jones on this morning. Guys, we'll see you soon, man. It's your boy Retro, man, and we over and we are out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
I don't mean to brag, but my videos are enjoyed by well over 4 people worldwide.
That's when you know you're born for something. When you can walk out and don't care what people say, don't care what they do. You found what you've been looking for, and I'm dead on course now. That don't mean there's not ups and downs. That doesn't mean there's not disappointments. But what it does mean, you have found what you were born for. Yes, sir. And if you turn your back on what you're born for, then God begin to whip you until you get your act together, because he's not going to let you go until you do what you're born to do. Yes, sir.
Motivation is the activation that keeps you going between your imagination so you can arrive at your destination in spite of what you go through without any explanation. Wow. You just keep on going. You never let it turn you around. You will never allow it to stop you. Yeah.
Here I come with love and not hatred. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life. Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no, oh no.
Yo, what's up, everybody, including Lottie Dottie? It's your boy Retro with you on today, and I've got a public service announcement for you. Just because you do something that you see an OG do doesn't make you an OG. And just because you get on your motorcycle and you pound from here to there doesn't make you a ground pounder either. You'll never be what you ain't. But hey, like they say in the Army, be all you can be.
When you're riding and you get a call from your homie saying, yo, what you up to, where you at? Where's your location? I'm on the bike. And he said, yo, stay put, I'm coming to meet you, I'm on my bike. That's what I'm talking about, man. We out here getting miles and smiles. What's going on with you, man?
Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie. Lottie.
Yeah.
Dottie.
Lottie.
You know what? You beat this. Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie. Lottie.
Yeah.
Dottie.
Lottie.
You know what? You beat this. Lottie Dottie.
You already know what it is. It's your homegirl, Lottie Dottie. I'm in the building hanging out with Retro, and he ain't never lying.
Yes, sir.
My man.
We got you, boss man.
Love you, bro.
Yes, sir.